Tonight's inaugural Honors Gala celebrates the NASCAR Foundation's first decade with an obvious highlight. Announcing the winner of the Betty Jane France Humanitarian Award presented by Nationwide. Tonight marks the 6th annual presentation of the award to a NASCAR fan who personifies the philanthropic ideals of Mrs. France, who founded the NASCAR Foundation in 2006.
I think our industry has always been benevolent, but I think she was the engine that ran the train as far as putting the NASCAR Foundation together and its principles and its ambitions and its strategies.
Well, she was so much a part of the beginnings of NASCAR and the growth of NASCAR, and I think she was the one that saw that it was time to give back and to get that message out.
The NASCAR Foundation's efforts have resulted in more than $25 million being donated to worthy causes.
I think Betty Jane had a really big heart, and that was demonstrated through all of her philanthropic work and people she didn't really even know, but she felt a lot of empathy and compassion for.
There always have been pillars supporting the work of the NASCAR Foundation and the vision of Betty Jane France.
The foundation was a great conduit for her to accomplish her vision and her goals. It was an opportunity for her to help children, particularly children's health initiatives.
Two pillars that have been vital are the racing-themed Speediatrics Children's Care Units at Halifax Health Medical Center in Daytona Beach and Homestead Hospital in Homestead, Florida.
Well, I remember when Speediatrics first came, it's always been bright and colorful and cheerful to help lift the moods of the kids. And my aunts wanted to make sure that when the child went to the hospital, it wasn't quite so scary and all that was warm and welcoming and they weren't alone.
Over the last 10 years, Speediatrics has provided medical treatment to more than 500,000 children.
When I quit driving the car in 2005, I got a phone call from Betty Jane France, and she said, "Rusty, I'm going to start the NASCAR Foundation, and I'd like you to be on the board." And I got to tell you, I was pretty surprised and humbled. It meant a lot to me because I knew it was real big to her.
The Foundation's most visible pillar, of course, has been the Betty Jane France Humanitarian Award.
Mom wanted to start the foundation to really reach out and to broaden the understanding of what NASCAR can do. The Betty Jane France Humanitarian Award was so special to my mother, and the awareness that it gave not just for the NASCAR Foundation, but for giving was really important to her.
Nearly 200,000 children have been impacted by the Betty Jane France Humanitarian Award. Thousands of dollars are presented to the charities represented by the award's 4 finalists. Although much has been accomplished across the last decade, the NASCAR Foundation now looks to the future and its commitment to carry on the legacy of its founder, Betty Jane France.
She was our first lady, and she was their ambassador for our community. She'll be missed, but we'd really be letting her down if we didn't execute her vision and the plans that she had in place.
Well, I think her legacy will primarily be on the championing of quality of life for children. That'll sustain for generations to come because of her goals and efforts and ideals.
Betty Jane's work was good work, and what she did for the communities was life-changing.
She loved young people around her, she loved children, and she liked to help them, especially those in need.
In my years through high school, she was like an older sister to me. For Betty Jane, this was a moment for the foundation to step into the NASCAR heritage of our best accomplishments being recognized in New York City, and to be able to bring the foundation up here for its biggest night. She'd be very pleased.